up, beautiful people? Welcome back to our YouTube channel, and thank you so much for joining today. I just want to give you guys, this is an update for those of us who wants to immigrate to Malta, especially Nigerians. It may be similar to everybody, but this is strictly for Nigerians. It looks like I'm having something white on my head. Anyways, fine. So Nigerians, if you are watching me, like I said, it may be similar for almost everybody. But if you are Nigerian watching me, note that this is the new procedure for you to apply for a student visa to Malta. Before I proceed with this video, I would like to draw your attention to the fact that, guys, your phone is not enough for you to immigrate with it abroad as an international student. You need a laptop. Yes, you heard me right. You need a laptop. So please prepare and get one, and then you carry on. In this video, I'm going to talk about the procedures you need to immigrate now to Malta as a Nigerian, the requirements, and the step-by-step procedure. Before, it was the school, or let me say before, you could send all your documents to Malta, and then Identity Malta would take charge of your visa application. But right now, as you're watching this video, your visa is going to come via the VFS Global, and I think it should be the VFS Global Service in Lagos, or center in Lagos, not the one in Abuja as of now. So get ready and prepare for this. The procedure is somehow feasible now for Nigerians, Cameroonians, and other nationalities. I still do not know how it is for others, okay, or for us. Now, when your admissions letter is out, this is the procedure you have to follow. The first thing is, your school is the one to reach out to VFS Global Center in Lagos. And when your school reach out to them, your school is not reaching out to them to ask whatsoever they are doing. Your school is reaching out because your school wants them to set an appointment for you, appointment for visa application, all right? But before I talk about the documents you are going to move with them to the VFS Center or office in Lagos, I would like to draw your attention to the fact that 1, visa fee has changed, and 2, proof of funds have changed. What has changed with the visa fee is, before, the visa fee used to be around 270 euros, but as I speak to you right now, the price is 150 euros for the visa fee. That is rule number 1 that has changed. And the second thing you need to know was that in one of my videos, I said that proof of funds to study in Malta is at least 12,775 euros. In another video, I said if you have 15,000 euros, that is advantage you, because it is still going to tell the visa officials that, or the Maltese government, that you have enough money to bring to your country, and of course you are not going to depend on anybody. But right now, as you are watching this video, you need to have at least 11,000 euros or above. The higher the better, but the minimum the embassy has set in place or put in place, with 11,000 euros you can migrate now to Malta. Remember, you can sponsor yourself, you can have a sponsor. What I want you to put into consideration is that when you are applying for a visa to Malta, make sure you do not book accommodation online. Book for a hotel. Make sure you reserve a hotel. Okay, do not meet people and pay accommodation online, because remember, you are going to carry all these documents to the VFS Center in Lagos, and there is no way you can pay for accommodation, because in Malta the system is not the same. Even in Canada, landlords will want to see you face to face, okay, but it's possible for you to book Airbnb. You understand what I mean? So this is how the procedure is. Now, for the visa application, remember, it is your school booking the appointment for you. So when your school will reach out to VFS Center, the VFS Center will now give an appointment to you. Then later on, you are going to get all the details via your school. Now, the first documents you are going to be carrying to the VFS Center are your visa support documents. These visa support documents are supposed to come from your school. These documents: 1, your admissions letter. Your admissions letter is one of the documents that you are going to receive. And again, the second one is your tuition fee receipt. Remember, you have to pay tuition fee before visa application, so you should have to put this into consideration. Then the third one is invitation letter to study in Malta. When you pay your tuition fee, after the first letter you pay your tuition fee, you are going to get a second document, which is now the invitation, or attached to this second admission letter, called the invitation letter, and that is what we call invitation letter to study in Malta. Every school will give you that particular document. If you have timetables or all your schedules depending on your school, if your school give you any document, make sure you attach these documents. These are the visa support documents. Okay, now we go to the next part, which is the bank statement. A bank statement, like I mentioned before, has to be at least 11,000 euros, right? Now this 11,000 euros, remember, you are just using this money to go in. When you reach Malta, you have to get accommodation. Don't pay for any accommodation online to avoid scam cases, because a lot of people will fool you and take your money, eat your money, and before you know, you don't have anything. Now, like I said, the proof of funds, it can be you or it can be your sponsor. If you are the one sponsoring yourself, then you just need your bank statement. Things are changing, guys, and make sure you have at least 11,000 euros plus in this account or more. It shouldn't be less, because your tuition fee, your living expenses are inside. And again, remember that if you are being sponsored by somebody, you have to then get sponsorship letters. For example, if your school is the one giving you, maybe if you are going for studies, right, your bank statement has to be 11,000 euros. Now remember, you are leaving from one school to a school in Malta. Let the school confirm to the visa officers that, okay, you have good conduct, you've graduated and you want to study in Malta. Reference letter, very important. Okay, if you are going for a job, same thing, reference letter from your employer, very, very important. Then if you are being sponsored, let your sponsor get you an affidavit from the court. It is very important as well. Do not write it with your hand. A written affidavit is not a legal document. You sign it. Who legalize it? The court is supposed to see what you are saying. So go to the court, get an affidavit of sponsorship, and if to a greater extent, if you work and you earn money, show evidence and sources of the money you said you have in your bank account. If your account is showing 15 million, show where you are getting all this money from. It is very, very important, guys. So do not forget, that is, like I said, affidavit comes from the court only. Then visa application documents, it will come from you. They are going to give you a visa document to fill. They call it visa application form. Okay, it's going to come from the embassy. Of course, they will forward it to you, so it's not a big problem. If you have handwriting problems, make sure you fix your handwriting problems before you fill this visa application form. It is important. But if your handwriting is good, you can fill it with your hand. But if it's bad, type it online so that they may be able to see what you are saying. Now, the next document is your international passport. Now, I would like to emphasize on this issue of passport. A lot of internationals think that passport is something you can do only during visa application. No, get your passport before you apply to schools. And when you are applying, for those of us with old passports, make sure your passport has a minimum of 2 years, 1 month. It should not be below 2 years. Your minimum should be 2 years. It should not be below 2 years. That's the expiring date. So if you have this, make sure you take the passport. But if you have below, don't go and start using a passport for 6 months to expiring 1 year. 1 year is even still better, but to me, I prefer a new passport. Okay. Now, if you have old passport, like someone like me who has an old passport, you attach them there as well, because definitely you are going to answer some questions. Have you traveled before? Have you been refused a visa before? All those things, you need to mention them on the new passport or during your visa application. And the next document you need is your passport size photograph. Please pay attention to this passport size photograph thing. Remember, if you took a picture 6 months ago, your present face or size is not the same, so you need to change it. That's why they mention it, recent passport size photograph. Then you equally need your flight itinerary or your booking, your flight reservation or booking. Remember, you are just booking, you are not paying, because you still don't know when you are going to travel. So you just need to book the flight, keep the receipt, then you wait for the outcome of your visa application. Also, you need hotel booking. Like I said, you have to book a minimum of 15 days, because they assume that when you get to Malta, you have to register in school, look for your own personal accommodation before you pay and you move in. Do not meet people online telling you pay accommodation in Malta. It is not true. This is a country which is not that developed, so a lot of people are looking for possibilities. They might dupe you and stuff like that, collect your money. So like I said, hotel minimum 15 days, or if you are even doubting, 14, 13, but it shouldn't be less than 10, because remember, you have to submit this document for your visa application. They are going to be looking but at the documents. all right, to assess you. So get a minimum of 15 days. And remember, when you enter Malta, you need to pay for accommodation, and it shouldn't be less than 6 months of payment. So you need to pay at least 1 year upwards. But if you pay 6 months or below, it may not work, because you need at least 6 months upwards for your accommodation contract to apply for a residence permit. Remember, what you got was visa. Okay, I hope you understand. So your hotel booking, flight itinerary, very important. And don't pay the flight because you don't know when you are going to travel. When you book that appointment, right, it is still the school that is giving you the appointment via VFS. Then when you gather these documents, now you go for the date of the appointment, because the school will book and give you all the details. Then you carry all these documents I just mentioned to the appointment dates. Then you attend the appointment. Take at least, I think after the appointment, the school is going to get feedback to you after like 1 month, 1.5, 2 months, or 3 months even. It depends. Things are changing. It depends on the workload of the embassy. Then when your visa is ready, you can now get it for pick up. It depends again on where you want to go get it for pick up. Maybe you are going to pay extra fee for them to send the passport back to you, or extra if you need it right at your doorsteps, guys. So these are some of the things that you need to consider when applying for a visa to Malta. Like I said, immigration is going to, like, if you get the admissions, you pay the tuition fee, right? The school book the appointment, you go for the appointment, and at the end of the day, you do not inform your school. If your visa is ready, inform your school that this is the date I want to move in, this is the date, but inform them first before you go for the date. Because I've seen a case where somebody didn't inform the school. When he reached the airport, there was nobody to confirm that he's coming, and that led to the deportation. And this is happening to a lot of students in North Cyprus. Agents don't tell them. Then when they go in there, now their school has not been informed. When they are calling, they will have to check, and sometimes they will not check, and that will lead to a rejection. So always inform your school that you are coming on this date, and send them legal documents to see actually done the work. Because if you do not do the work, it's going to be very bad. So guys, put all this into consideration. Malta is a country that if you have all the resources, you have the money, you can enter into Malta. Now this is a petit secret. Like I said, do not move abroad without a laptop. It's very important. And if you intend to move to Malta, start planning now and plan ahead of time, because delayance is not a good thing at all. Then I was trying to remember something. I think when you are going to the VFS center, you have to be ready. Go like somebody who is going for a visa interview. Someone was asking me, Milton, can my attire be a possible reason that I was rejected? Yes, you meet different people at different places. You may meet somebody in an office and the person doesn't like your attire, right? They may not tell you, but please, you have to pay attention to all these things. They are relatively important. Then I think that is all for the documents, bank statement, and all the rest. Remember, I said you need reference letters from your employer or from your school in case you want to go and study in Malta. Also remember that accommodation may take you 350, 400, 250. Sometimes it depends on location, and feeding is not that costly. Instead of you going to the UK spending billions of pounds or millions of pounds in the UK, why not just locate your Malta and move in? Remember, schools are currently open in Malta now for September 2024, and this is the right time for you to put in the work. I hope this helps you till we meet again in another one. Please, did you like this video? If you need a one-on-one consultation with me, book from the video description box. I'm going to see you in another one. Many schools in Switzerland are going to open their portals very soon, and I think admissions to Swiss universities is going to start January. Remember, if you want to apply to Switzerland, you should remember that there are cantonal universities, there are universities of applied sciences, there are equally teacher training universities, and there are federal universities. All these universities, none of them goes above 1,500. Some are below 900, some 1,250, and the others 1,300, 800, some even. Just make sure you follow those videos. Check universities like University of Lugano, University of Bern, University of Geneva, ETS Zurich. These are some of the schools you should be checking. University of Neuchâtel, University of Freiburg. There are a lot of them in Switzerland. Check these schools and apply from January 2024 because their tuition is cheap. Now, remember, schools in Austria will equally start next year as well, and Austria tuition is very cheap as well. But before you apply to all these countries, make sure you pay attention to one thing: proof of funds. Proof of funds is very heavy in most of these countries, so I'm just here to explain to you so that you understand what you are going to be doing at the end of the day. Then another thing you should remember is that the process of getting visa to Malta has changed. And again, remember, visas to Lithuania now, not visas anyway, residence permit gotten from Dubai, Lebanon, or Jordan. So you are not going again to Egypt. For those who didn't know, maybe from January next year things will change. So I'm going to be updating you depending on what is available. And again, do not forget that proof of funds is very important. There are very low tuition countries in Europe, but the issue is you need to show that you have money to study in these countries, and I'm going to be explaining a lot of things to you guys. I hope this helps you.